Hi, my name is Rebecca Soul, and I'm going to show you how to apply a Jamberry nail wrap. The supplies you're going to be needing are a nail clipper, a file, a buffing block, a cuticle pusher or scraper of some kind. You could use an orange stick, a pair of nail scissors, an alcohol swab. I'm going to use a Ziploc plastic bag for the type of application method I'm going to be doing, and then you also need some type of heat source. I'm going to be using the Jamberry mini heater because it's a nice hands-free quiet option. My boys are napping right now, but you could also use a hair dryer or some type of rice bag or hot pack as well. You just need some type of heat source to activate that adhesive so it sticks to your nail. So when you get your nail wraps in the mail, you're going to get a full sheet, which looks like this. And most people are going to be able to get 2 manicures and 2 pedicures out of this sheet. So for $15, that's a great deal. And then they're also buy 3, get 1 free, so that makes it even better. So the nail wraps that I'm going to be using today are Icy Pink Polka and then Daisy Doodle, so something bright to kind of bring in spring, hopefully. So the first thing that you need to do with your nails is your nail prep. So I've already trimmed the nail that I'm going to be putting the wrap on today. So I've cleaned it off, I've kind of buffed it down, filed it to the shape I want, and you can see my nails are pretty short. I like to keep them short just because I have a little baby and I'm always afraid I'm going to be scratching him. So Jamberry nail wraps look great on both long and short nails. So I will be putting mine on my pinky for you. And the first thing you're going to want to do is, like I said, get your nail ready, and then you're going to use an alcohol wipe. You can use alcohol and a cotton swab, whatever you want. You can buy a box of 100 of these swabs for $1 at Walmart, so that's a nice easy way to do that. And the reason you need rubbing alcohol is just to get any excess oil off of your fingernails. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe my nail down so it's nice and clean, and then I'm going to try to avoid touching it with my finger so I don't get any more oil on that, because oil is going to keep your wrap from adhering properly. So on my pinky, I'm going to be putting the Daisy Doodle. And so to figure out what size you want, I think it's easiest to flip the wrap over so you don't have the design showing as much. It just makes it a little less distracting trying to figure out the best size wrap that you're going to need. And the most important thing about this is to make sure that your wrap isn't going to be touching any part of your finger. So I'm going to try to line it up and just see that if I use this size, the wrap is not going to be touching it. If you're having a hard time figuring out a wrap size, you can always cut them down. You can cut these with scissors quite easily. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off of my sheet so that it's ready to use. And then I'm just still keeping it on the backing. I'm going to see about how much of the nail wrap I need to use, because one wrap is plenty to do 2 fingers if you just cut it in half, but if you are a little more conservative with how much you cut, you can even use the scraps for your toes, and I'm kind of a waste not, want not person, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be looking to see about how long I need it, and then I'm going to go ahead and make my cut, just like that. And then you can use an orange stick. This is just a cuticle scraper. I like it, just kind of gives me a little more control, but you're going to lift the wrap up off of the backing. And I like to try to not touch the back of the wrap with the adhesive. If you do, it's not the end of the world, but I like to try to keep as much of my finger oils off as possible. And the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to start up my heater. And it's nice and quiet, and the next thing I'm going to do is just hold that wrap where that heat source is, and you're going to be able to see it's going to get nice and flexible and start to bend, and that's what you want. And once it's nice and flexible there, then what you're going to do is you're going to take that wrap and line it up with the bottom of your nail bed, just making sure it's not getting on the cuticle itself. And I'm going to lay it flat, and then I'm going to use a cuticle pusher just to kind of start to push it down a little bit. And then I'm going to come back over to my heater and just put my finger in front there and just push down on that wrap to make sure it's really adhering nicely. And then on that extra tip that's at the top, I'm just going to pull down to really get a nice tight seal on there. And I'm just going to go around and push with that cuticle pusher again. And then I'm going to flip my nail over, my hand over there, and you can see I have quite a bit of extra there, and you can either use a nail clipper. I think it's easiest to use a little nail scissors just to clip and trim off the end there. Sorry for the blurriness. And should look like that. Then the directions on the back of your wrapper is going to tell you to use a file in a downward motion, and you can do that. I feel that I get a smoother edge if I take just a little Ziploc bag and put my finger right inside of it and just hold that again in front of the heater. I'm just pulling that bag tight and kind of pulling it down a little bit. And what that does is just curves the end of the wrap down around the end of my fingernail. If you feel like it's still a little bit too long on the back, you can use a nail trimmer to just trim off the back, but I think we have a good application here. So thank you.